At the very edge of combat sports, where giants clash and legends are either reborn or broken, a storm is brewing. What if the most destructive puncher in boxing history and the scariest knockout artist in MMA history finally met inside the ring? That's not fantasy anymore, it's about to become reality. The whispers are getting louder, the negotiations are closer than ever, and the message from both fighters is crystal clear: enough talk, it's time to fight. For those just catching up, here's the story in one line. Francis Ngannou, the former UFC heavyweight champion and current PFL superstar, has officially set his sights on Deontay Wilder, the former WBC heavyweight king. The UFC may have blocked a superfight with Jon Jones, but that rejection has now opened the door to something even more explosive. Wilder, who once reigned as the most feared man in boxing, has accepted the challenge. What comes next could shake the entire combat sports world. And if that opening already has you on edge, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because you don't want to miss the next chapter in the most shocking crossover saga in heavyweight history. The story begins with Francis Ngannou, the Cameroonian powerhouse who once dominated the UFC's heavyweight division. His departure from the UFC in 2023 stunned the MMA community. At the time, Ngannou made it clear, he wasn't just chasing paychecks, he was chasing legacy. His dream was to box. His first step into that dream came in October 2023, when he entered the ring against none other than Tyson Fury. What happened that night defied all expectations. Ngannou, the MMA fighter with zero professional boxing experience, floored Fury with a crushing left hook and pushed the undefeated champion to a split decision. He didn't get the victory, but he earned something more powerful: respect. Overnight, Ngannou went from outsider to legitimate threat in boxing's heaviest division. But combat sports is cruel, and momentum doesn't last long. Ngannou's second appearance in the boxing ring was against Anthony Joshua. That night ended in disaster. Joshua, with his crisp combinations and relentless power, finished Ngannou inside 2 rounds. The aura of invincibility cracked. Critics rushed in. Was Ngannou simply a one-hit wonder in boxing? Could he really stand toe-to-toe with elite heavyweights, or had Fury simply underestimated him? These were the questions swirling when Ngannou suddenly turned his attention to another name: Deontay Wilder. On the other side of this story stands the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder. For nearly a decade, Wilder's right hand was boxing's most terrifying weapon. 42 knockouts and 43 wins tell the story better than any highlight reel. But his dominance came crashing down against Tyson Fury. After 3 brutal fights, including 2 stoppage losses, Wilder's aura faded. Things didn't improve when he faced Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang, 2 consecutive defeats that had fans and experts questioning whether his career was nearing its end. Yet Wilder is a man built on resilience. In his most recent fight, he returned with a devastating knockout of Tyrell Herndon Anthony, reminding everyone that no matter his age, no matter the losses, his right hand remains the most dangerous equalizer in the sport. But even Wilder knows the clock is ticking. At 39 years old, the window for another championship run is almost closed. A fight against Ngannou, however, offers something different: an event so massive that it transcends titles, rankings, and sanctioning bodies. The seeds for this clash were planted years ago. Back in 2022, when Ngannou first hinted at leaving the UFC, Wilder's name was immediately floated. Wilder himself even fueled speculation, suggesting a 2-fight deal, one in boxing, one in MMA. "Everybody always comes to boxing," he said. "You come to my house, I'll come to yours." At the time, it sounded like a dream. Now, in 2026, it looks set to become a reality. The confirmation came recently when Ngannou appeared on Ariel Helwani's show. Asked directly if he was pursuing Wilder, Ngannou's answer was simple and powerful: "Yes, I do." It wasn't a wedding vow, but it may as well have been a promise sealed in blood. Hours later, Wilder's longtime manager Shelley Finkel confirmed to Sky Sports that his fighter was open to that fight next year. Then came the moment that lit up social media. Ngannou, training on the mitts, posted a direct challenge. "It's time to finally settle the debate." At Bronze Bomber. The internet erupted. Fans split instantly into camps. On one side, boxing purists dismissed Ngannou as an amateur with no chance against Wilder's speed and precision. On the other, MMA faithful pointed to Ngannou's raw power and Fury's near upset as proof he can shock the world again. Memes, predictions, and debates flooded Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. "This is a win-win," wrote one fan. "Who cares who wins, the knockout is guaranteed." The experts weren't so quick to laugh. Analysts pointed out that both fighters are at a crossroads. Ngannou, at 38, cannot afford another brutal loss in boxing. If he defeats Wilder, he cements his place as more than just a crossover curiosity. For Wilder, the stakes may be even higher. His legacy has already been written in knockouts, but too many recent defeats threaten to overshadow his prime. Beating Ngannou would not only bring him a career-reviving payday, but also silence critics who insist he's finished. Then there's the UFC's role in this saga. Dana White and the promotion famously blocked Ngannou's exit for years, unwilling to allow their heavyweight champion to step outside the octagon. When Jon Jones returned to the UFC, fans clamored for the dream fight, Jones vs. Ngannou. But the UFC's refusal to co-promote killed the matchup before it even began. Ngannou walked away, leaving behind the belt in one of the biggest fights in MMA history. Now, ironically, that closed door has opened another Ngannou vs. Wilder, a fight the UFC never wanted, but the fans now demand. From a business perspective, the timing couldn't be better. Crossovers are the currency of combat sports. Floyd Mayweather vs. Conor McGregor proved the formula: clash of worlds, clash of fan bases, massive pay-per-view sales. Jake Paul has built an entire career off the idea. Now imagine the stakes raised with two legitimate knockout legends, one from MMA, one from boxing. There's no belt on the line, but there doesn't need to be. This is about violence, pride, and proving whose punch is deadlier. The build-up already writes itself. Ngannou, the man who once lifted men off their feet with uppercuts that look like scenes from a video game. Wilder, the man whose right hand has been called a nuclear bomb. Two men with similar stories, both started late in combat sports, both overcame impossible odds, both became world champions, and both now fight against time itself. When they meet, it won't just be about titles or rankings. It will be about survival. Of course, there are risks. Ngannou's defense has been criticized heavily, and against Wilder, one mistake could mean lights out. Wilder himself has shown vulnerabilities when pressured, and Ngannou is nothing if not relentless. Analysts predict the fight won't go the distance. In fact, most believe it won't last more than 3 rounds. The drama extends beyond the ring. Broadcasters and promoters are already circling. PFL, Ngannou's current home, will want a piece of the pie. Eddie Hearn in Matchroom, having promoted Joshua's destruction of Ngannou, may look to capitalize again. Al Haymon's premier boxing champion still has ties to Wilder. The politics of boxing could complicate negotiations, but the money on the table is too big to ignore. Fans, meanwhile, continue to speculate about the outcome. Some replay the Fury fight, convinced Ngannou's power and composure are enough to trouble Wilder. Others point to Joshua's demolition, insisting Wilder will do the same, only faster. A viral post summed it up perfectly: either Wilder knocks Ngannou into another sport, or Ngannou knocks Wilder into retirement. There is no in-between. And that might be the real allure here. Both men are on the edge of greatness and the edge of collapse. One victory extends their career, secures their legacy, and rewards them with millions. One defeat could end everything. As we look ahead to 2026, the hype machine will only grow louder. Training footage, trash talk, and press conferences will fuel anticipation. Every stare-down will feel like a car crash waiting to happen. And when the first bell rings, the world will hold its breath, knowing that one punch could change everything. So, what's the verdict? Deontay Wilder vs. Francis Ngannou isn't just a fight. It's a cultural event. It's the battle of two men who conquered different worlds and now collide in a shared arena. It's danger, it's glory, it's legacy on the line. And perhaps that's the beauty of it. In an era of scripted callouts and celebrity boxing, here we have two genuine destroyers, two men with nothing left to prove but everything still to gain. Whether you're Team Wilder or Team Ngannou, the truth is the same: this is a fight you cannot miss. And so, as the story closes tonight, we leave you with one question: when the hammer meets the hammer, whose steel will break first? Drop your predictions in the comments, and get ready, because 2026 might just give us the most violent 3 minutes in combat sports history.